Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Here Are Rants. It is August 8th, 2017. You are with your hosts, Bill
And Shaun.
as always. And tonight we got a little list of things going. Tonight we're going to be talking about
We're going to be talking about rants.
funny events of this day, which I'm not sure what those are quite yet.
Gosh.
Music, Dead and Company still touring. Burning Man coming around the corner. Festival season slowly coming to a close. The Wisconsin State Fair.
Ooh la la.
For all of our listeners up in that area. Tonight we're also going to be talking about the media's ability to use social media and use that as an influence. J.K. Rowling involved with that. Sex robots tonight.
Sex robots is
Briefly.
big or small, apparently. We'll talk about that, though.
We'll get there. Kid Rock running for Senate, question mark?
Bow with the bow.
Yeah, big things happening in the state of Michigan.
Oh.
Words of last week and this week.
Yeah, the word of the week.
Words of the week. And finally, North Korea.
Ooh, North Korea. It's
Yeah,
a new topic.
How could you not talk about North Korea?
Maybe that was the fun topic you were talking about today. It's like, hey,
the
North
fun
Korea's
topic.
back.
Yeah. Funny event of that
North
day. North
Korea.
Korea. Right.
They never tried to leave.
So, before we started our show here tonight, we were actually talking about online dating.
Online dating. Oh, yes.
Yes. Funny story of
I've
the
done
day.
it. We've all done it if we haven't, if we've dated in the past, 6 years.
I only went on one online date in my life.
It was before, I dated Marion, there was no such thing, or it wasn't a thing. I didn't need that thing.
Yeah,
and
you
now
didn't
it's
need
the thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, online dating.
Yeah, online dating. Apparently my mother went on an online date today.
Mm-hmm. Craigslist.
Craigslist? No,
No.
I don't know that it was Craigslist.
No.
I'm sure it wasn't.
You want to laugh, go to the sections on Craigslist, people looking for people.
People looking for people.
Yeah, sometimes it's like non-people looking for non-people. Ooh.
Online people looking for online people.
Yeah,
But
you have
anyways.
to- yeah.
My sister tells me that my mother went on an online date approximately 6-7 hours ago. T-minus. And of course, my sister. She has been calling my mom frantically all day.
Of course, because she wants to ruin her date.
Right, yeah. And it's Tuesday.
Can you imagine? Your mom's probably like, she keeps calling me. I'm having such a good time. I'm not going to answer it.
Well, unfortunately, this has now led to text messages from my sister saying that perhaps we should be calling the police.
I think it's a little too early. You have to wait
think
24 hours.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think 24 hours.
Yeah.
She's also been calling my mother's friends up in that area.
Bizarre.
Yes. End of the story is let's hope she's doing okay.
Yeah, let's hope. Well, yeah, of course, we hope old mom is doing okay, but sounds like your sister is using, the media to make something huge out of potentially nothing.
Oh, that's absolutely. And I do like your use of the word media there because...
Oh, it's media. She's all over the place.
She's all over the place. We're talking group text messages, calling people, trying to locate her on iPhone's Find a Phone.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. We're talking
technology.
Full schmear.
Full schmear, yeah. Well... This is a developing story. We might not have any.
Yeah, well, it's a developing
time.
story. Well, we may get updates.
There could be. There could be live updates.
There could be. In fact, let me just ask if there have been any updates. Any updates?
Yeah. All
We'll
right.
see if anything's going to happen
News
here.
making.
News making.
So music, baby.
Yeah, let's move on to music.
Yeah. I like music. I can't play music. That's why I like to listen to it.
Yeah, I'm with you. Unfortunately, I try to play music. Doesn't really ever work. Dead and Company still touring. So they apparently went on tour all summer.
Are huge.
Now, were they touring with John Mayer again as the lead singer? They did that.
Ooh.
Oh,
fun.
yeah, they did
I would
that.
enjoy that, but I don't believe so, no. I could be wrong, though, Deadheads. Get at us.
Who are they looking at for Dead and Company this year? I'm not sure.
Oh, goodness.
We'll find out. But anyways, I do find it interesting that the Dead and Company are still...
Huge.
Well, huge and touring. Because, of course, last year, I heard multiple people talking about John Mayer.
My apologies,
There
everyone.
John
Yeah,
Mayer,
Mickey
Dead
Hart,
Company.
Bill
Mickey
Kreutzmann, John Mayer, and Bob Weir, of course, with Otile.
That's only 3 of the original members left. Do you realize that?
Yeah.
It's not looking good.
But they're not big into drugs, to my knowledge, so that's...
Well, at least not anymore.
Yeah. Bob Weir, I saw a documentary on him. He said he got that out of his system essentially when he was 18. He said took him where he could go with it, and it seemed to be pointless to continue with that. So
interesting.
That's a very smart man, if you ask me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's like, okay,
Riviera Maya.
age 18. Jeez.
They're going to be playing all over Mexico coming up here.
Mexico, baby.
Now, what of course is interesting, a few things. One is that
Mexico. We're going to be talking about Mexico.
Grateful Dead has almost become more of a. It's a movement. Yeah, it's a movement. It's not a band anymore, really.
It's a way of life. Absolutely, it's a way of life for people.
And it seems to be a revolving door of different guest musicians playing with the 3 original members,
which is all interesting because it keeps it interesting.
Absolutely. And one thing a lot of people don't realize is that John Mayer actually is a very talented blues guitarist.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's one of the best.
Absolutely. So that would be a good show to see. And again, strangely enough, they are touring again because, if I remember correctly, last year was supposedly their last year, and they played their final show at Chicago. Do you remember hearing about that?
I was busy working. You
were busy working, yeah. I went to one Dave Matthews Band concert and heard from a bunch of people about, the Chicago show, the farewell show, how wonderful it was. I, of course, have the Grateful Dead stamp on my leg, so...
Yeah, it's a culture thing.
Yeah, exactly. Big. And everyone assumes I just have followed them ever since.
Oh, there you go. Scroll down a little bit. We're talking mid-February of 2018 here.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's a while.
So, yeah, the summer, the last show was actually... It was in Chicago.
Was it?
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. Okay. And I had some friends who went there after they went to the one in Ohio the week before. So it was... pretty serious.
That is serious.
Again,
stuff.
The culture, yeah.
That this comes to reminds me of a story that I wanted to tell tonight about years ago when I went to go see a String Cheese Incident concert.
Oh, String Cheese! Yes, this is a good one.
Yeah. And I was 18 or so, and I was telling my mother that I was setting some money aside because I wanted to see.
Oh, we just checked the website here, Dead and Company. Sold out, baby.
The entire show.
All of it, I'm sure.
Oh, I see. Their concerts on the beach. That would be pretty cool.
That sounds epic.
That would be pretty cool.
Terrapins on the shoreline.
Yeah, that's neat. It does, as I was saying, that reminds me of a story about that String Cheese Incident.
String Cheese.
Concert from about when I was 18 years old. I told my mother that I was saving up to buy a ticket for the String Cheese Incident.
I'm a big fan of String Cheese. Both the band and the food item.
Yes, well, and
unless it's that cheap crap that's all like... What is it? Fat free or whatever? That is
fat-free
dangerous.
Sargento.
Yeah. So, oh my God, it's plastic.
I know what you mean.
Wrapped in plastic.
I know what you mean.
It's amazing.
So there I was saving money for a ticket for a String Cheese Incident, and my mother came to me and blasted me essentially and said, "I cannot believe you are saving money with the intent of getting in trouble for some sort of string cheese incident."
Going through her mind.
Oh, absolutely.
And this is the woman who right now may be on the last date of her life.
May or may not be. I hope not. Let's see. Any updates? I never even sent it.
The text to get a reply. So, anyway.
She thought that I was going to be saving money because I thought I would be getting arrested for a string cheese incident rather than...
I mean, I like the wording. It's like... She's like, I wonder what she thinks. It's an interesting wording he uses when going about his business of illegal string cheese.
String cheesery.
Cheesery, yes. It sounds very, but it's, the only reason it sounds plausible, maybe potentially plausible to Bill's mom is because, well, she's in Wisconsin. And, cheese, talk about a culture. Ooh, cheese.
Speaking of festivals, Burning Man coming around the corner here.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about that.
It is August 27th through September 4th. That's really coming up quick here.
Yep.
And Shaun, where does that take place?
On the Playa, it's called. And I believe it's just right out. It's Black Rock Desert in Nevada.
And explain to our listeners, Shaun, what exactly a playa is.
Well, I mean... When you think of a playa, that means beach in Spanish, but that's not what this is. This is just a big salt flat. And apparently she's looking pristine this year because of the epic rains out west. So yeah, let's see.
It wouldn't be that
Burning Man. Yeah, I've never been. I can't really talk smack or love one way or another. I can't. Not honestly. I've never been. I know people who have been, and well,
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Our good firefighter buddy out there. He he's firefighting.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
He went to George.
Yes.
Yeah, George went to Burning Man. Probably a decade ago, and lost his goddamn mind.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do there, pretty much?
No, but like
literally.
Yeah, for beyond Burning Man, it I don't know, it's at least a couple months of not right.
Well, unfortunately,
a lot of ecstasy.
Yeah,
a lot of ecstasy.
Unfortunately, those festivals seem to claim
it's
a
not
lot
a festival,
of
man. It's a way of life or something. I don't know.
Mental state, right? A way of life, like the Grateful Dead.
Well, yeah. It's except a different. There's some overlap there for sure.
No, Sean, I will be going to my first music festival
Whoa.
the weekend of September 1st. This will be the first time I go to a music festival since 2006, 2007, somewhere around there. So it's been a few years. We're going to be checking out Breakaway Festival in Columbus, Ohio. They have some big names playing there, including Lil Yachty, Getter.
Some Getter.
And the person I'm most interested in seeing is Diplo.
Diplo!
On the second night of the festival, so I'm going to be looking forward to that. That wraps us up for the festival talk for the evening. Wisconsin State Fair.
Yeah,
let's keep
talk
the
about
festivals
a festival.
Going. Right, yeah, let's talk about that. I attended the State Fair last week.
Is it true? Was it the Wisconsin State Fair that invented deep frying anything? Or is that?
I'm not sure if they invented it, but they definitely
made it huge.
They definitely made it huge,
and it spread.
Yes, it definitely spread.
Now you can deep fry anything anywhere.
Wisconsin definitely made deep frying cheese the big thing. Yes. So there was plenty of that.
Fried cheese curd. Oh.
Essentially, the day is spent eating food while waiting in line to purchase more food.
Yeah, pretty debaucherous. The English might approve, though. They're into queuing, so they...
We're pretty much one sticking your finger down your throat and vomiting to eat more food away from the Romans.
There you go.
We're very close.
Some people actually do that, I'm sure.
I'm sure people at that state fair did it that day, right?
Of course.
And of course, being Wisconsin, it was a paltry high of 63 degrees that day.
Midsummer.
Yeah, on a first Friday in August.
Were there any... what happened there a few years ago? Some rioting.
You could call it rioting.
Wasn't it just?
It was racial to some extent.
There was a race component.
There was a race component to it. Apparently, what happened a few years ago at the Wisconsin State Fair, which is situated right next to Milwaukee in a city called West Allis, and it's very difficult to get out of the fair grounds. There's only a couple ways out.
They funnel you in.
And then they push you out. And at the end of the evening, a few years back, there were large groups of African American teenagers that were jumping on cars and beating up pedestrians and pulling pedestrians out of their cars as they were attempting to exit the fair.
Yeah, so you're stuck and you can't go anywhere. And they're pulling you out of the car.
Well, and luckily for a lot of those individuals, Wisconsin had not yet passed their carry conceal laws.
Oh, yeah. That is lucky for them, yeah.
That is very lucky for them.
Maybe that's why there was no violence this year at the...
It could be.
Totally... We're going to have to find out.
Yeah, that is interesting, Sean.
Amount of violence versus the introduction of the law.
Yeah, the introduction of the law, I feel as though it was very shortly after that incident... Not that the two were related in that regard.
Yeah, of course,
it was already in motion. But it would be interesting to look at the fact that since that has gone into effect, obviously there have been no riots at that state fair since.
I haven't heard about any riots in Wisconsin.
Well, that's not true. I think you're forgetting. Don't you remember? There were actually recent. Yeah, there was. Within the last year, there was an African American man that was running from police and he was shot and killed by another African American officer. And there was rioting. They actually burnt up the houses and rioted on the streets, which I never really understand. You feel as though you were
wronged,
and so then you burn your community.
Yeah, well, I guess, I don't know. If they go to the other, community, maybe they'll get arrested. when they show up, like, we don't take this here.
Folks, we have an update.
Oh, update.
Update. My mother has called my sister, so she is alive.
Under duress? Do we know?
I'm not sure. We're finding that out next.
Duress.
Is she under... How do you even spell that? Duress. Is it...
D-U-R-E-S-S? I don't know. Making me look...
Depressed? No, that's
I'm
not
pretty
right.
depressed about not knowing how to spell duress. I mean, let's be honest here. I think it's D-U-R-E-S-S, but...
Well, we're about to hear more. We will keep you updated.
Oh, yeah.
As the story unfolds.
Yes, it seems like a really boring story at this point.
Essentially, just because she's fine. I guess that's why you're saying it's a boring story.
Of course. I knew from the beginning. The chaos. I mean, think, people. This happens all over this country. People worrying, using the technology to spread their fear. It's an infection.
Fear or... the date went long. So apparently she had a good date.
There you go.
See, it's a positive
Good golly.
outcome.
Yeah, of course she wasn't answering the phone. Oh, it's my daughter again.
It's my daughter again. I wonder if my sister will go as far to tell my mother that she has contacted all of her friends and was inches from calling the police.
Authorities, yes. The proper authorities.
The proper authorities.
Your sister is the dating police.
Apparently. My sister essentially is cock-blocking my mom, it sounds like to me.
I would agree.
To the extent that she was ready to call the police.
Yeah, that's big. That's the ultimate cock block.
Ultimate cock block. Cops busting down your door as you're right. Yeah, having a nice time and open up, police.
Oh, jeez.
All right. Thank you, Sarah.
Yes.
Anyways, moving along. Speaking of media's ability to use social media. So this all comes back to the J.K. Rowling tweet.
We were talking about this a couple days ago.
Yes, there was a story some of you out there may have heard about J.K. Rowling, of course, the author of the Harry Potter. Harry Potter.
A little bit of subliminal messaging,
humor there.
Some Freudian slip.
Freudians. Harry Potter series. She recently had made some tweets disparaging the President of the United States for ignoring a disabled boy at a rally or speech or something of that nature. Shortly after which Pierce Morgan. They're all British. It's all British to me. Pierce Morgan called out J.K. Rowling, saying that the tweets about Trump ignoring the disabled boy were false, unfounded, and that she was essentially a disgrace. Well, the mother of this disabled boy also now came forward and said that none of that had happened and that Trump had not ignored her son or anything of the sort. And J.K. Rowling, and this is what this all comes to.
Here's the quote. Multiple sources have informed me that was not a full or accurate representation of their interaction. With respect to what you just said, yeah.
Right. And who was the person saying that one?
That's her.
That was the mother?
No, that's her.
J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, when she had to retract her comment that she later deleted, apparently.
Yes, and there it is.
Yeah, the deletion. Except the great thing about the internet is the internet remembers.
The internet remembers. See, but people don't, unfortunately.
I'm
right.
not conflating the two, but the internet, you can get those member berries out of the ether, I guess, which is, you just pull that information out of...
Nice member berries. Ether.
Yeah, the member berries.
Yeah, you're likely confusing a lot of our listeners right now at this point.
I don't know what I'm talking about. But no, I'm just saying you can pull up historical web pages on the online thing.
But this brings us back to the fact that celebrities, journalists, and all those people alike now use Twitter to just vomit their
They
comments
all have a voice.
Yes, they have an
equal voice.
Yes, and unfortunately, they may feel as though they can say whatever they want on Twitter because it's not their work environment or whatever. Obviously, we know that can have consequences, but
words have consequences.
Their listeners and followers and such unfortunately, take everything that they say on Twitter as though it's actual news and not just an opinion. And so you have a story like this where J.K. Rowling tweets essentially whatever she wants to create a narrative and then deletes it when she's called out on it. But the problem is her followers are going to remember the narrative she created, not the fact that it was false.
Yeah, and here's what she admitted. She admitted her reaction to the video arose from personal sensitivity to the issue, writing, "I very clearly projected my own sensitivities around the issue of disabled people being overlooked or ignored onto the images I saw, and if that caused any distress to that boy or his family, I apologize unreservedly. These tweets will remain, but I will delete the previous ones on the subject." Okay, so she's trying to just get this thrown, under the rug, swept under the rug, and move on to the next awkward tweet.
Yeah, well, and so she leaves up the tweets that make her look good and not the ones that make her look bad.
Well, and we all have that right, apparently, on Twitter.
Of course we all have that right.
But again, we're talking about people who have
millions
power.
Of followers and power, right?
Power to change minds.
And I do find it interesting that she...
So, like, a bunch of people out there who didn't read the article that I just read think Trump ignored some disabled boy, right. Which apparently never happened. He probably ignored a lot of other disabled kids, but we don't know that.
Potentially, but
we don't know that.
That's not up for us to decide.
And it's not in the tweet, so we don't actually know.
Well, and here's the thing, is the fact that in the article that you just read, her tweet apologized if she offended the boy or their family.
Yeah, what about the rest of us?
What about Trump? I mean, look, again...
Oh, yeah, no kidding, right? Yeah,
right.
She doesn't... That just shows she really doesn't give a crap at all.
No, she could care less. And so...
I made this man out to be horrible looking on the disabled issue, and it was all a lie, but I don't care.
Yeah, but I'm sorry to any disabled people I may have offended. Right.
If I don't apologize to the disabled, I'll look bad. Yeah. But Trump, he's just... he's mentally disabled in their minds, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So they should give him a break.
Well, they say that's from the Propecia.
The Propecia, really? It seeped into his brain?
That's what they say. I've heard that.
Crazy. Is that true?
Well, what they said was that long-term use of Propecia can cause early onset of dementia and things like that. And so that was when he was first... voted into office.
I've heard
one of the narratives that they were throwing out there.
A lot of people, talking about the Trump potential mental issues and how the psychological community cannot talk about a client they've never actually met in person. So you can't make if you do make some sort of general idea about what you think's wrong with them, you can get your ass sued. And who's more litigious than Donald Trump?
Ugh.
Oh, a bunch of people, but
very few.
Yeah, a bunch of rich people.
Sex robots.
Ooh, sex robots. Anyone?
Yeah, they're taking over apparently.
I mean, I think that they're just a symptom of our, times of
our throwaway culture.
I like that. That's a good way to think about it. Well, yeah, no, it's just the Japanese. Apparently, something like 30% of Japanese men age 30 haven't even had sex yet.
Yeah.
That means your culture is in trouble.
Big time.
And these sex robots aren't going to help anything over there, except they're going to... Now these 30% are at least going to know what a fake vagina looks like, maybe. I mean, know what to do with it, maybe.
Well, yeah, and Japan, they have
the technology over there.
And they do have
no idea what kind of technology. Their toilets are more complicated than our cars.
This is true.
At least my car.
This is true. And those toilets are coming here. I've seen them at Menards.
Awesome.
It's like a $500 toilet seat. Right, yeah. I believe it hooks up to your phone. I believe it's like a Wi-Fi enabled smartphone. Pull the app up.
That's a bunch of bullshit, though.
And this was a messy number 2, so I'm going to go ahead and hit it with the bidet type. Hit it from your phone.
I need that phone bidet for sure. I'm all about the bidet. I've traveled enough in tropical lands.
Have you tried it? You've tried a bidet?
Of course.
I've never tried one.
Oh, it's way better. It's way better. It's way cleaner.
See, I've tried the squat pot all over China.
Oh yeah,
where it's the hole in the ground.
Yeah, it's annoying. India has that.
What I find interesting is
yeah.
You go to a fancy area, say a fancy area of Hong Kong, and there's a restroom. They go as far to have the hole has porcelain and like footholes and everything around it. It looks very well done. They spent money to put a hole in the ground essentially and make it look nice.
It's better for your health. I don't know. That's what they're talking about these days.
Well, sure, but
yeah, it makes sense. You're in a better position. I think Americans are probably just too obese to really adopt this in mass anytime soon.
And tired. We're all very tired.
Yeah, the obesity does not help.
No.
There's
the tiredness that makes the obesity. It's a vicious cycle. It really is.
Yeah, there's Asians. I mean, I saw a video. It's a silly video online of the Asian squat and
Asian or Haitian? The Haitian squat.
Asian squat. And it's just like waiting around, kind of in a squatted position. Americans, we would either sit on our butts or we would lean against a tree or something. But they got it over there where you just kind of squat down like in a catcher's position in baseball, and there you go. You just wait.
Oh, and I've done it. I mean, I've done it.
Yeah, I've done it too. Yeah. Usually not in public though, because it's kind of, unless you're at I feel like it's more something like a 12-year-old kid would do.
Oh. You mean just out in the open?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Perhaps. Yeah, I haven't done it out in the open.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not in public. Yeah.
Though let's not forget, in China, I have also witnessed toddlers. They don't put them in diapers.
Oh yeah.
They were essentially assless chaps. These 3-year-olds, and they just go as they're walking around major cities. These children just go, and then the parents tell them that they need to be using a restroom, essentially shame a little bit.
Yeah, the shame, I think the method works well, but the rest of the society has to deal with it publicly. And that's totally different than ours. I mean, come on. Yeah.
Yep.
Can you imagine New York City? Bunch of
people
pooping
everywhere?
Why, wait a minute, that is New York City.
Oh, yeah,
Hey,
Zing!
No.
Zing.
I just saw a homeless person, 2 days ago, just
here in town.
Out here in town, in the downtown residential area.
No.
Yeah, just next to Washington Street on a house, just pissing. Mid-afternoon, just guy.
Someone's house?
Yeah, somebody else's house. Just,
of course.
Yeah, just pissing in the little bump out for the chimney or whatever it was. Just, right off the sidewalk there, plain sight, and then, casually walked away. I saw in my rearview mirror. My first instinct was to honk at this person.
Absolutely.
And I should have honked.
Brought attention to it. At least perhaps he would have peed on his pants a little.
Oh, that would have been funny.
That would have been good.
Yeah.
That would have been good.
But no, but I, for whatever reason, did not do that. And now thinking back, I'm a little upset.
I'm a little upset.
I instantly knew that I had made the wrong decision. Actually, as soon as I hit the little stop sign there, I was like, son of a, if I honk now, it doesn't make any sense.
You got to circle back. Although, he would have been.
No,
finished.
he was already walking away. I watched him in the rear view, just casually walk down the street.
Away.
An able-bodied, from the looks of him, not mentally retarded male who, I don't know. He looked otherwise,
capable
of working.
Work capable? No. In Bloomington?
Yeah, no. I guess, they're very...
Fostering dependency of work-capable human beings?
Ooh.
Right, expecting something more than just sitting around sucking up the system and doing drugs all day?
I think our mayor's plan involves putting porta potties downtown. So, then that guy wouldn't piss on these people's house?
Yeah,
I don't
if
think
he was near a porta potty. No, that's not how it works.
Because these porta potty would be nowhere near.
No, and these people have obviously zero respect for anyone else's property. So if there's not a porta potty near them, they'll just go ahead and use your house if that's where it's at. And of course, when I say use your house, I don't mean use your restroom. I mean use the exterior of your home.
Yeah, the bump out.
The bump out, yeah. Is that what they call that move when you pee in someone else's house? The bump out?
The bump out,
The bump out. Yeah, it's sad. I don't want to go too far into the homeless population problems of Bloomington again.
It's a little view of the future or the present, whatever you want to call it.
Well, and I unfortunately was talking to someone today whose kids are considering going to IU, and I discussed with her the fact that this city is kind of going to pot in regards to the homeless problem and drug addicts, and she agreed, and she had heard about this. She doesn't live in town here, But she'd made a comment that she is happy her kid is going to wait a semester because maybe they can solve this problem before he comes here.
Ay, caramba.
Yeah, I know, and I said to her, unfortunately...
Wouldn't that be
Yeah, with the
amazing
leadership we have in this city...
No, the leadership seems a bit slow to really
slow.
react.
No, let's not forget...
They are encouraging.
Right, let's not forget in episode 1 and potentially 2 that we discussed the fact that the mayor wants to have more public bathrooms, more lighting in alleyways, and increased day shelter hours for these individuals.
And that's what they're doing. They found the money through a couple local businesses to have the main shelter, the Shalom Center. They now have funding to stay open on the weekends, which that was addressed in their plan. The city's plan was to potentially, get the Shalom Center as a full week availability of beds.
Right.
So
non-contingent beds, of course.
Yeah, and we shall see. I mean, they got their funding. They're going to do it. So now these people will have somewhere to stay on the weekends instead of being kicked out into the community with the college kids getting drunk. So I don't know. I can't predict the future on this one, honestly. And with regard to to the Shalom Center, I mean, it's here.
Well,
it's here.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't think you're not going to see any movement on actually solving any problems here until one of these individuals hurts a college student, hurts a kid.
Yeah. In the meantime, they're just dying of heroin overdoses.
Well, no, they're not dying. We're spending our hard-earned tax dollars making sure they don't die.
Yeah. Well, and then there's the spice thing,
the spice thing.
Spice.
Moving along, we're going to talk about Kid Rock.
Baby.
We got to make this brief because we're running out of time here.
Kid Rock.
Running for Senate?
I mean, Donald Trump is our president. Sure. Minnesota had what's his name?
Oh,
Jesse Ventura. Yeah, governor.
Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, and the
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger, of course. California. I mean, he's the kind of the premier, and that's where the Predator connection comes in. Such an amazing film that it predicted. No, it didn't predict crap, but two of the main actors became governors of major
Jesse
states.
Ventura.
Yeah, that's the Predator connection.
Weird. The Predator connection.
It's a real thing. You can do your research on that.
Oh, who's the guy? Who's the black guy from that movie? What's his name?
He was in the second one.
Yeah, what's his name?
Danny Glover.
Oh, Danny Glover.
No, but yeah, Kid Rock. I mean, he is in the news, and as soon as it's going way back, when I heard Donald Trump was running for president, I said, "Oh, he's got a chance." Right, Bill? I mean, I said
absolutely.
I absolutely was. I mean, I didn't mean a chance. I mean, like, he could actually win the presidency. I could tell from the beginning. And Kid Rock, I think he's got it in the bag as a Republican. It's amazing.
Well, he's already polling very well.
Yeah, why wouldn't he be? He's like the hero of Michigan. He is a real life Jesse Ventura in Predator.
Well, and I'll tell you what I'd like to see. I'd like to see if we're going to see the full Predator connection. You got to get Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers
as the governor of Iowa.
Yeah, see what he's up to these days. Iowa.
Yeah, the last time I saw Carl Weathers was in Arrested Development.
Yeah, he's still kicking around apparently. So how do we get him into politics?
I don't know.
Wait, was he just in the?
No, these are all.
Oh, he's in Star Wars.
He was in Star Wars?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Star in the Forces of Evil. That's not Star Wars at all.
Oh, no, that's a television show.
Oh, fun.
For kids.
Really?
Show.
Oh,
yeah, that's an animated series, yeah.
Okay, so here he's getting in with the younger demographic.
Sure, why not?
Getting popular.
Yeah, voiceover and animated series.
Yeah, and I mean, can you imagine all those kids who are like, boom, they associate that voice that's been, so soothing to their upbringing with this man who's going for the governor of
Iowa, sure.
Iowa.
We'll say it. Carl Weathers running for governor, question mark?
Thought, yeah.
Right.
And he's probably going to sue us back to Indiana.
Getting killed in Predator to running for mayor or governor.
Governor, yeah, mayor, forget about that.
But good luck to Kid Rock.
Yeah, I wish him all the best. I can't vote for him. We're one state away, but it's going to be interesting. That is the point there.
Shaun, I'll let you cut into the word of last week.
Oh, the word of the week.
Yeah, this is
more
the
than one word, but
word of last week, and we have a word for this week.
Yeah, I was just listening to MSNBC one afternoon, and I overheard Joy Behar on. She was filling in, I believe, for Rachel Maddow at the time.
Oh,
yeah, and she was going on something Trump, something collusion. And this is where it got me, was the or undue Russian affinity. Those three words blew my mind when I heard them. What? Undue, ballet?
Russian
Are
affinity.
We done with ballet now?
Ballet, vodka. Say goodbye to vodka. People, Stolichnia.
Oh my gosh.
If you're drinking Stolichnia, you are likely to be a colluder.
Yeah, what about outreach to a foreign country and just, being pleasant? No. No vodka for you.
Though I do find it interesting that right now, in all of the tensions involved with North Korea, Russia is the one trying to make calm.
Geez.
Make calm. They're looking good on that one. I'll tell you that.
The PR department there is par excellence.
Oh yeah,
they're the best in the world. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that they are.
Shaun, that sounds like undue Russian affinity to me.
It does, even though it's just
collusion.
Potentially true.
Potentially.
I don't know if it's true or not, and I'm not swinging one way or another. But when Russia's trying to be the big brother in the fight, and hey, calm down, you kids, or something.
Yeah,
their uncle, the drunk uncle.
Yeah, Uncle Putin.
Oh wait, they are the drunk uncle actually in this argument, and they're like, hey, you kids, just calm down over there.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's got his shirt off.
Yeah,
and he's flexing at you.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was the word of last week. Word for this week.
Oh my gosh, mini nuke.
Mini nuke.
Yeah,
it sounds
said
about
so
1,000 times
cute
today.
almost.
It does sound cute.
Almost.
Apparently, it's going to be headed for Guam.
Hey, guess what?
Saying.
We've had mini nukes for decades. Can you believe that?
I can believe that.
Yeah, they're out there. I just actually woke up this morning, and what was on was, and I'm sure it's on for a reason, was Dr. Strangelove, or How I Love to Learn to Love the Bomb. Yeah, it's a bizarre film. Definitely worth a watch if you've never seen that.
Was that the one where the bomb doesn't, it's like stuck?
Yeah, it gets stuck in the damn B-52. And I watched that scene very closely because, that's a seminal moment in, American filmography, whatever. And I thought at first, when I first watched it years ago, that he did it on purpose. Like, as in, I still don't know. I'm very confused because when I watched it, it looks like when I first thought was he was, woo, yeehaw, ride the bomb to the ground all the way,
right.
And that's what it looks like, sort of. But I watched it this morning and watched his, facial expressions when he figured out how to bust off the piece after doing some redneck electronic whatever with a screwdriver. And when you watch him on top of the bomb trying to kick the damn thing down to Russia, he unhooks it and bam, oh, here we go.
Does he look scared of it?
Yeah, he's like, oh shit.
Okay. Yeah, and then he just rides
and
it.
then it's of course, yeah, and then it's yeehaw all the way to it was a ground level detonation, yeah. A lot of buttons, push, a lot of
mini nukes.
Mini nukes.
Well,
so apparently,
North
Korea.
They're putting mini nukes on ICBMs.
Communist threat. Are they communist?
They're communist.
They're lunatics, is what they are.
Well, and they were the sanctions that were just placed on them. That was 15-0 in favor of sanctions.
You can't even get that in soccer.
No, that included China and Russia.
Yeah, that's a first. That means that they're scared.
Yeah, there's something going on, and China and Russia don't want any of this to happen because, of course, they share borders with this place. I wouldn't want anything going on there either.
I heard it from a source in the military, a current source in the military recently, that it was just small talk between us, but his worry was North Korea for real. And, if the military people are worried about that, then it must be real.
That's some real stuff. We're seeing headlines such as Alaska is becoming worried. Hawaii would only have 8 to 12 minute notice.
I'm really glad I went to Alaska.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately,
got her done.
I'm supposed to be going there
in
a year. No, it's a year from now. So I'm kind of hoping this is all blown over by that point.
Whoa!
Something has to have happened. Yeah, it's being blown over. Right, we'll see.
Not funny. Yeah, nothing's funny anymore today.
Nothing is funny
As soon as mini nuke was the word of the week, shit's not funny anymore. So yeah.
So this is a concern of all of ours, and hopefully it will...
A real concern. It's more concerning than sex bots.
It is.
Which should be on everyone's mind, I think, not the actual object, but the ideas, the laws that should be surrounding these new inventions that we have that can apparently be turned in different modes you can set on some of them. And one of them is rape mode, where it apparently goes, cold and stiff on you. And, oh yeah, this is for real. Yeah. Wow. So what do we do? Because the ethical argument now is, do we allow these sex robots to be raped essentially by people in their own homes? And that way, there's two arguments. One is, well, the people that are going to be doing this raping sex dolls, they are doing that and given the opportunity to rape a sex doll instead of a real woman. And the other argument is, you are emboldening these people by giving them the sex robots to be raped, and then potentially they're going to go out and act on a real woman. And I don't know the answer to that.
That's a tough stretch.
I mean, that's why I'm saying it should be on all our minds. Not the robots, kids. The philosophy.
Yeah.
Because there's going to have to be laws. And child sex robots are a real thing. And people are buying them, and they have them, and they have sex with child robots. It's kind of next level.
That's a concern.
Yeah, and it's not illegal is my point. And what the hell? Like, what are laws? Things are speeding up
faster than keep up.
Yeah, faster. Absolutely. Humans, we are not evolving. Our society is not evolving with the technology at nearly the rate that makes sense. So, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? So, hopefully, with these mini nukes now in sight, we will still be here next week for our show.
Yep.
So, that gives us our...
Har har.
Our har
Here
har.
Are Rants. Those are our rants.
Yeah, check us out. Check out Here Are Rants on Facebook and Instagram. And be sure to tell your friends to check out our podcast.
Thank you.
And have a wonderful evening.